What up, what up, what up, man? You the real street with the CEO. Let me give it a second to I got my guest in queue. All right, cool. You ain't here. Okay, so let me cut this off real quick. Okay, so they can't see you. You're in the queue. All right. So just chill. I'm gonna do an introduction real quick, and then I'm gonna bring you on to the live broadcast. Okay. All right. They can't see you or hear you, so you good. BNG, the ruler, street series of mafia. I'm Mob ENT CEO. We are live in full effect. Y'all already know what time it is. We're about to get into some things. We got a virtual interview with Emmy Wu today. The divine feminine goddess. It is a pleasure and an honor to do this interview with her. I feel like we're kind of like the underdogs in this shit, and I feel like it's our time. So yeah, we got a couple different subjects that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about group economics, collective economics, the state of hip hop. We're going to talk about the state of the world. We're going to talk about music and the frequencies in the music and how music can influence and yeah, how music can influence you just by the frequency, just by the level and the level of the frequencies in the music. And we're going to talk about plagues and pandemics because, as y'all know, it's a lot going on right now in the air, in the industry, in the streets, in the world. Period. There's a lot of shit going on right now, man. For real, there's a lot of shit going on. And shit is shifting at a rapid pace. At a rapid pace. So I'm gonna start the show off with talking about advertisement, promo, marketing. As y'all know, this is what the Real Right Show is. This is what the Real Right Show is for: advertising, marketing, and promoting and building brand development, brand awareness. I don't just interview music artists. I've interviewed lawyers. I've interviewed doctors. I've interviewed producers, I've interviewed DJs, I've interviewed chefs, I've interviewed makeup artists, I've interviewed celebrity stylists, I've interviewed tattoo artists. So, and I've been building this in my community for quite a long time. I've been doing music for quite a long time. So I want to make sure that I continue building and I continue developing my business and helping others develop theirs as well. If they are looking for that help, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what we're here for. All right, to be a service, to serve, to help, if you can, if you can. So we're gonna ring this bell. I'm gonna ring my ancestor bell, ancestors, God, source, spirit family, guide me through this interview, guide us through this interview, protect this interview, whatever messages need to be said or given to our people. Make sure you speak through us and that we deliver it effortlessly. I say, for real, it's the real deal, baby. It's the real deal. All right. So I'm gonna speak on support real quick, just real briefly, because I feel like we need to continue to support those that support us. And what I can say right now is God and Spirit Source is aligning people with their tribe or their respective collective, like, and it's okay to let people go, it's okay to allow chapters to close, it's okay to turn the page, it's okay to part ways with people when they've played their part, or when you've played your part, you have to be okay with letting people go. Bless them and let them go. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do, keep moving, but do it to whereas it shouldn't be any malice when you part ways. You shouldn't feel no type of way if you still in the same area or you still doing the same thing and this other person has elevated or this other person has evolved, this other person has, continued to build their business and continue to thrive or has leveled up. You shouldn't feel no type of way, especially if you didn't put in the work. If you didn't do the work, you should not feel no type of way about the people who are doing the work, who are putting in the work and doing what the fuck they need to do to develop into a sin. You can't feel it. You got to look in the mirror. And I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna speak from my experience. At some point, there was a point where I didn't even really want to look in the mirror. I didn't want. I know I'm fine. I know I'm naturally dope. But there were moments where I just knew that I had to. You can't blame nobody but self for the work that you didn't do. And a lot of times we find scapegoats and, oh, well, they couldn't take me there, or they couldn't do this for this, or that person was supposed to do this, so I couldn't do that. You have to accept the fact that you allowed that or that person, you gave them that much power over your decision making or over your life, to whereas you let them, you allowed that. Nobody can't do shit to you or for you without you allowing it. Oh, well, they did this to me. Okay, bitch, you let them. Your boundaries wasn't intact enough, or you let them. So, at this time, we just need to own up to whatever, what I'm saying, we did or didn't do. Continue to motherfucking develop and evolve and do the work. Do the work. It's an ugly process. It was an ugly process. You know what I'm saying? Especially the shit that you gotta, people don't want to accept the fact that they didn't do, you know what I'm saying? We people look for scapegoats. They want to blame everybody but self. They want to blame everybody but self. You feel me? So, but still, we are in a beautiful place right now because, like I said, God's spirit, ancestors, we're being aligned with our respective people. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. And if you choose to part ways with, like I said, if you choose to part ways with a person, just be okay with it. Or if they should be okay. Nobody should, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be no malice or no bad. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. All right, so back to the support. Support your people, the people that you are being aligned with, the people that you are that are being sent to you, that are being given to you, whether it's for a moment, for a lifetime, for a day, for an hour, for a minute. Accept whatever it is that they there for, or whatever message you're supposed to get, or whatever lesson you're supposed to learn, and keep it the fuck moving. You know what I'm saying? Now, support your people. People you're being aligned with, support them. It's not all about you. It's not all about what you want or what you got going on. Bitch, you ain't the only one who got bills and businesses and shit that they got to take care of. You know what I'm saying? So support your people, handle your business, mind your business. It's so much toxic shit going on in social media and out here, but it's what you pay attention to. It's what you choose to allow in your motherfucking. And that's why sometimes I ain't no hater, but sometimes I side eye certain media platforms because, like I said, when you scroll through social media or when you see social media, you'll see all of them reporting the same shit, just like how the news set up. Media program on the social media, same way. Everybody promoting the same stories. Now, awareness is key. Awareness is key. But when it's certain shit, some shit, I don't want to see 50,000 times. I don't want to see it 50,000 times, especially if I done seen. Like, you ain't got to keep. I pride myself on not promoting certain shit on my page because it's toxic. And some of that shit is graphic and shocking. I be seeing it, but I'm not gonna post it on my page because I know what type of frequency I want my page and I want to be on. You know what I'm saying? I just scrolling. But we're gonna talk about some of those things today because it's something that I normally don't talk about on my show. You know what I'm saying? I don't really do the hot topics or what's going on in the worldly shit. I kind of stick to business, financial literacy, brand development. You know, helping people expand their reach and and helping expand their business. So, but today we're gonna talk about the state of hip hop and music and frequencies, and we're gonna talk about the state of the world, and we're gonna talk about plagues and pandemics because the fuck it needs something. Listen, y'all can play stupid if y'all want to, like y'all don't see what the fuck going on. Y'all can play like them ain't our ancestors coming back and here. You think it's some motherfucking wildfires. Now when you know the whole sky orange. That's a smoke screen. What they hide? Act stupid if you want to. With these currencies and shit. And now all of a sudden different states are starting to, oh, let's do reparations. Like, come on, bro. What's going on? What are we doing? All right. So that was my introduction. Businesses, artists, makeup artists, DJs, event planners, event coordinators, designers, stylists, tap in for virtual interviews. If you got your passport and your bag right, if you come to Mexico, you want to do an in-studio interview at the TV radio station, we can make that happen. We can definitely make that happen. No problem. Okay. Website advertisement. Tap in on my website, www.benjitheruler.com, to book your virtual interview, to book your in-studio interview, to book your business advertisement, to buy one of my ebooks. Go on my website, www.benjitheruler.com. Other than that, don't expect it. Ain't no free interviews, ain't no free work. Just like how I gotta pay for your service to get my motherfucking hair done, to eat your food, and to come to your event, and for you to pay for your beat, and to pay you to shoot my video, and to pay you to go find me a motherfucking outfit and to design, custom make me an outfit for a video shoot. And I gotta pay the makeup artist to do my face. I gotta pay for marketing to put the video out there in front of the right people. You gotta pay me for an interview. You gotta pay me for advertisement. You gotta pay me for promo. You gonna pay. Just like I gotta pay everybody else, you gotta pay me. Bitch, I can't pay my bills off favors. I can't pay my bills because I'm cool with you, or because you think you know me, or because bitch, we had 2 or 3 conversations. You want to chill. You want, oh, it's cool. Oh yes, let's do an interview. Click the link in my bio and book it. Yeah. All right. So you already know what time it is. We're live in the full effect. This is the Real Right Show. I'm gonna go ahead and bring Emmy Woo in. We ain't gonna procrastinate. We ain't gonna play with it. We're gonna go straight. Y'all, we front line. Who playing? Pull up or shut up. Emmy Woo, you ready? All right, I'm out to bring you in. Cool, let's go. Emmy Woo, welcome to the Real Right Show.
Everybody.
Let's
Hey,
go.
I feel.
How you doing?
I am doing good. It's been a beautiful day. It's really odd. It was thunderstorming. We're in the house like we hear thunder and
Oh, it
it's
is storming on y'all side, huh?
but
Over
it's
there.
it's it's thundering, but the sun is still shining and it's clear at the same
See,
time.
see. So
We
you know what that means.
yeah.
Know what that means. We
The-
good over here.
We're definitely good over here, but I think it's time for everybody to kind of know what's really going on and about this.
Yes.
And especially when you saw New York with all the bumblebees today. Oshun is released.
We about to get into that. Let everybody know what's your name and what you do, who you are.
Hello, Alafia, everybody. My name is Emmy Wu. I'm also the Neonic Soul, also known as a tattoo monk goddess. I am a spiritualist, also known as a healer, a priestess, an Ifa. I do multiple hats, but mainly I am a singer, a songwriter, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm just a universal cosmic being enjoying this human experience. And
Yes.
just happy to be here and just introduce yourselves to me. So I'm glad to be here, Benji.
Yes, I'm glad to have you. It is an honor to be sitting here doing this interview with you. And just to let y'all know, like I said, I've known her for a couple years, and I've she's like one of the few that I've actually booked for a reading. That's something I don't do. If I want to know something, I talk to my ancestors. I can pull a couple cards and
That's
find
right.
the answers. But the divine feminine is a power. It's what the most powerful. Hey, play with it. All right. So let everybody know where you from. Where you from?
I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but I reside in the ATL in the dirty, dirty South.
All right.
I've been an AT alien since 1994. So my father always
Right.
says I'm a still peach. I'm a still peach. So I'm from Pittsburgh, but Atlanta raised me.
Right. Yeah. And I say one of my slogans I used to say was Metro made Atlanta paid because I'm from the
Mhm.
Metro, Columbia, South Carolina, and Atlanta really paid me because that's where I first got my most serious opportunities at, and the first two radio stations I got hired for were in Atlanta. And as a matter of fact, I met you in Atlanta. And just to give y'all a little backstory on where I met her, I think I was booked to host an event at the atrium,
Mhm.
and it was actually a hearing impaired event,
Yeah, it was actually.
and
Yeah, it was the hearing.
all of the artists and the artists, the majority of the artists that performed and the
Yep.
guests who were throwing the event were hearing impaired.
Yep.
So that was a
That was a
very
no for.
groundbreaking experience for me because
Mhm.
I'm like not trying to be funny, but I'm thinking like, how are there deaf rappers
And
or hearing impaired
producers
and
that night.
producers, right? So, and I had a conversation with a lot of them. I met a lot of them. I actually have interviewed some of them, and I've talked to some of them since then, and they're still doing music and they're still
Yep.
thriving. But it was very interesting to experience that and to see them perform too, because when they performed, they was on beat.
And on beat, and not only that, you can understand them. And then
Yes, in
so
their
it was,
performance, and
yeah,
I think
so
they were performing off of the vibration of the
yeah,
music.
they were. It was off of a frequency. They actually had a certain type of tool that they use and it
Yes.
tap in so they can actually feel the vibration.
Feel the beat.
And that's the
Yes.
same thing. They also, if they take off their shoes, the frequent from their feet, like take off their shoes and they have bare feet, they can actually feel the
And
frequency
they can feel the vibration.
from
And see,
even from
that's
the speaker.
that's why I wanted to bring that up too, because music and the frequencies, people don't really dissect and listen and think about music on that type of level. They just listen to a song and okay, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool, right? They're
Right.
not thinking about how it affects them
Mm-hmm.
mentally, spiritually, emotionally, the frequency of the actual beat. Sometimes I do believe some producers actually think about and consider what hurts
Mm-hmm.
they're vibrating on when they're making the beats, and it's gonna bring a certain result in the people who are actually listening to the music. So like I
That's
said,
just like
some
when
people
you're
don't
at the
think they do.
club, when you look at the word club, it means to hit you upside the head, you know, the word club. So
Mhm.
it's like when you go in the club and the 808 has been sped up through the years. You could tell the difference from old school hip hop to our hip hop now. The 808 has been sped up. So when you're drinking in the club, which is spirits, and when you continue to drink and you get indulged in that spirit, you're now there's other energies and frequencies, not just by bodies and that type of frequency of energy, but then the sound becomes more either morphed or more harder in your dome to where like if you hear nuck if you buck or we ain't never scared, how everybody, if you're not
Type shit.
drinking, you could tell like if you listen to I ain't never scared, you'll still bop, but when you're drunk and you're at a club with everybody else and everybody in the same free, it's more to where we end up, you end up getting in a fight, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
fighting.
end up getting,
Yes.
yeah, more aggressive. Your aggressiveness comes up.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what we know. You notice that. So they play different frequencies. The DJs they know how to blend and mix. So they know
Yes.
what they're doing You
Yes.
know what they're
Yes.
doing in the club. So different
Mm-hmm.
from listening to Afrobeat music or house music. When I go to a house event, it's more you can feel the love and you feel different, and it's actually tapping into your ancestry energy. Where if you go to a regular club, and they're playing the hard, music or whatever,
Hardcore
like
shit.
you, yeah,
Yes.
you're more in that hood aspect, that more
Mm-hmm.
street aspect. So
Yes.
you have to ask yourself, like, even when you leave the club, you feel all loopity loo. You're not
Yes.
really yourself. That's the
Mm-hmm.
spirits taking over you. Because the sulfate and the liquor, that's what makes us have um headaches, or making us want to throw up, because we're already a
Right.
ether. We're already a non-ether being.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of us can't drink ourselves underneath the table. Like, some people can handle drinking, but
Yes.
most of
Yes.
us can't, because we're in a certain type of density, a certain level in our
I
spirit.
do. I can agree with that too. Like, and then even with just growing and being older and fasting, I have to do a lot of compared to like back then. The fasting, I fast so much now,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed that I can't like turn up in that aspect like how I used to. I
Mm-hmm.
can't. I can't. And then it takes longer for me to like come. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, like it's
I
unhealthy.
really haven't even been drinking. Like, if I try, I'd rather choose wine. I just recently was at Missing Link with the artist Robbie. He's been out 15 years and counting. He just did a really good song with Music Soul Child. We just did a neo soul R&B private listening, and he even said he don't drink no more liquor anymore. He only drinks wine,
Mm.
and he just can't no more.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
not. But see, and this honestly, food too.
Hmm. They just said that
Food too.
they just said about our food
My
how
appetite is not how it used to be, and I get full faster, and I don't even.
yeah, we're getting ready to, like, they just talked about how instead of them putting the vax in, I call it the Pokemon, instead of putting the Pokemon in your arm, that now they're going to put the mRNs in the food, and they'll have a
In
white
the
label.
food.
So the vax will be in the food now. So it would be easier for
I
everybody.
saw that too, and I believe it's in a lot more other things that we don't have that we might not know because
Mhm.
they a lot of times they already like 10 steps ahead of what's going on. But at the end of the day, we're so blessed and our bodies and our makeup and our DNA is so dope. Like that
we're
shit
a
ain't
hell, we're a
even
hell of a machine. We just
that
don't
shit
realize.
ain't even fucking with us like
Yeah,
no
it's
matter what
it's
they come up
actually
with, that shit is
it's
not.
not messing with us, but just like I was watching something, and so the smoke in the air and everything that was in New York, and it touched down to the south and certain parts of the south, but certain parts that didn't touch, that's hydrogen that was in the air. It's not the regular breathing system that we're
Air.
normally used to.
Yes. Yes.
So that was something that the smoke that was in the air was actually the same type of oxygenated that was on Mars. How
Mhm.
our ancient ones used to breathe in that type of smoke. It was easy for
Yeah.
them to breathe. So it's just, we live on a planet that everybody's really different. If we really tapped in, everybody's different. Then we have the same tribe that has still the same type of way. But
Hmm.
we're now in a frequency with the earth being split in the third and the fifth dimension, where some of us are already there and don't realize
Yes.
we already are in the fifth
Already in
dimension.
5D.
It's like
Yes.
Men in Black. I told my wife, I was like, you remember when, like, Men in Black, like how where you go into the store, but that's not really what that is. That's really something
Hmm.
else,
A
because
portal.
they're cloaked, like they're human. They're not. They look
Yes.
human, but they're not. So we're going through all these different things. Like, if we was all to pull our skins off, we would look different to each other.
Yeah,
So.
and I can tell with that too, just by interacting with certain individuals, and not being able to connect with certain individuals. And it's like just being able to identify and know that, like, okay, you're a human, I'm a human, but we're not vibrating on the same frequency.
No.
We're not even in the same lane. Like we're not.
Mm-mm.
It's kind of hard to
It's just,
explain.
it's the same in relationships. People say to me, well, can a person who's at a certain type of level in their spirituality date someone who is not on that same level? I say yes, but that other person has to be very open
Yes,
and very supportive and understanding, and not try to bring that person down back to the lower frequency where
so
they're
that
at.
Lord.
They
Yep.
gotta want to be with that person and walk with them up, come up with them.
Yes,
And
they
that
both have
person,
to
yeah, and that person with that higher level has to be more, compassionate,
compassionate.
and it can get frustrating because you're like, I'm here, you're here, but I love you, but I need you to pull this.
But you
It's
can't.
but it's work. It's a sacrifice. It's a heavy ass sacrifice. And
Oh
love does
my
way over
God.
it. Love does way over it. And I'm telling you, a lot. I look back at all the relationships I've been in, and the
And it's a fight
where I'm at.
sometimes because you really genuinely love, you know what I'm saying, these people.
Hmm.
But it's like I love myself more. And I've put in the work and I know what I'm capable of and I know what you're capable of too. But I can't let you pull me back down into that. Even with like I said, even with the news and certain storylines that's being put out. The
Hmm.
people that feed into that shit. Like I'm
Yeah,
not vibrating on that.
yeah.
I don't want to promote
Well,
that.
it's
I don't
really
even really be
shocking.
wanting to talk
Really
about the
shocking
shit.
to
But
see.
like I said, awareness is key. So
It's really shocking to see, even today, when I noticed CNN really did announce on their channel that there was a 10-foot
come over
being.
to YouTube if you want to see the rest of it. Let's go.
Okay.
You saying CNN?
CNN literally posted about how a 10-foot being was landed in Las Vegas. And I was like, they really announced it on CNN. And then they announced that they found a crystal city in the Grand Canyon. And I was like, okay, because you can't hide it. It's not going to be, the revolution is going to be televised.
It's televised. Yes. That's why when I be hearing them say it's not televised, I'm like, yes, the fuck it is. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
They're not
Yes,
hiding it
it is.
anymore, but they
They're
don't.
trying to, but they
Yeah,
can't.
they
You know what
can't.
I'm saying?
They
They
can't.
can't.
And right now, mother is showing her ass. And when I seen the bumblebees, and when I seen the
Oh
bees,
my God, that's what did it.
right.
That's what kind of did it yesterday because I was like, bro, that's a plague. That's another plague, and they're coming back to back. And I feel like it's gonna be another pandemic. Like I feel like it's loading. I wouldn't be surprised if the shit that was in the air was some bullshit, and people just all of a sudden
Hmm.
start getting sick, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely, when I saw the bumblebees today, and I was like, okay, mama.
Yeah, it's speaking,
Yeah.
speaking.
It's speaking a lot of volumes because it's going back in the biblical where, those bees came and leprosy came and all these different things. And it's like, this isn't, them bumblebees coming to New York like that was not a human thing. It wasn't done by no government. This is mother, the nature. These are the
Right,
forces. These are
Mother Nature.
the orishas. These are the forces. These are the gods. And these are the higher.
Beings, the
Hmm.
higher ups, yes, the real higher ups, not the
Yeah,
human man.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I agree wholeheartedly. Now,
We
I
are,
want to,
and the water is different now. We
yes,
more water, more from fruits is needed in our body.
yes,
I've noticed with myself, I only drink the Spring Mountain water.
clean water.
Yeah, or I put chlorophyll in my water. I cannot drink any other type of water. Now, I used to drink distilled water, but I would put the chlorophyll in it because it becomes more alkaline.
Yes.
But people are going to notice their bodies changing. No more red meats, no more this, no more that. You might become a person like me, one meal a day.
That's where I'm at with it. I'm 1 meal a day. And chlorophyll, if I don't put it in my water, sometimes I'll just take a shot of chlorophyll and I
Mhm.
make sure I'll swallow a spoonful, and then sometimes I'll put it under my tongue, let it sit, and then
Yep.
swallow it. I also got colloidal silver. I take a shot of that every so
Underneath the tongue
often.
affects the body faster.
Yes.
on the palate, because when you put any type of mineral, any type of liquid drops that's supposed to be herbal, if you put it underneath your tongue, hold it for 10-20 minutes, it's already in your bloodstream once, but on the palate of the tongue, it's going to take a while. It's going to have to go through the cycle.
Yeah, yeah. So you notice I said under my tongue, and a
Yep.
lot of people don't even know that. They just
No,
take a shot, and
no.
so I'll definitely
I
put it
even
in there and sit.
use like shots, like ginger shots, turmeric shots. I'll hold it to where it hits the underneath the tongue because I need
Where
it.
it hit
Yeah.
it.
Like I just let it hit.
Yep,
Yeah, exactly.
yep. Moringa,
Mhm.
moringa, mullein,
Bladderwrack,
um,
cloves is good for the lungs right now. Cloves.
cloves,
Mm-hmm.
um, elderberry,
Bladderwrack and
um,
turmeric. That was
black seed oil. We've had this conversation before
yeah.
too. Black seed oil. As a matter of fact, you taught me how to make my black seed oil because you was telling me how you made yours. And I
Mm-hmm.
went and I found some cumin seeds, and I got my oil and I made it. I got like I make my yeah. I think you taught
Yeah,
me
I
how
think
to
I told you
yeah.
how to put
We
it in
was
the crock,
on we
the
was on
crock
a
pot and
video.
all
I
that
think
stuff.
you had
Yeah.
some you loaded too. You got all your own shit. Y'all loaded. Y'all,
Yeah,
y'all
I'm
good.
actually I had a dream about I created a fat burner, and I was like, and then I actually seen it. And this the surprising point is I want to tell everybody that you know a lot of our thoughts, our blueprints are starting to come in dreams, or they're starting to come in different ways other
Yes.
than just us thinking about the idea. They're now telling you what you need to do. It's like I've waited for you to do these things, and now I'm going. There's no more, and
They're doing it through, like they're
mhm.
working through me. And
Even
like
through
I
the
can
yeah.
literally and this is it's so crazy that you just said that because people don't understand what I mean. Some people don't understand what I mean when I say I get downloads and messages
Mhm.
every day, damn near all day. And if it's not a vision, if I don't hear something, if I don't see something, I experience it comes to me in my dream. Like it comes in so many, it comes in the middle of a conversation.
Mhm.
I could be talking
The
to a
other thing
person
that's
and
happening too, and it has
yeah,
happened to me, where I don't know if a lot of people are receiving feathers or finding feathers. It's
I
happening.
find them everywhere,
It's happening.
everywhere.
You need to collect them. Um,
Who you
but
telling? I got them. I
okay,
collect them.
but
Yeah.
if
Yes.
you're finding feathers like white feathers, just out of the blue, I received two feathers that manifested inside my home. So that yeah,
They in
we'll
there.
have to discuss that.
I
But
see them
yeah,
everywhere, and I collect them, and I put them on. Sometimes I put them on my altar. Sometimes I'll just, I gotta have a little cup for them and put them in the cup. So I always see
those are
them,
your angels.
especially when I go to the beach. I'll bring back some beach water,
Mhm.
and some stones or seashells from the beach. But I definitely collect them when I see them.
Yeah, it's very symbolic. So if you guys never heard of, why do you receive feathers or why feathers are popping up around you, it's not just because of birds, but the birds that are around you are those. But these feathers are to let you know that you're protected and that your angels are hearing what you're saying. And a lot of the times right now, it's like our higher selves are pushing through, but a lot of
Yes,
the babies that are being born right now are very ancestors. A lot of
they're
a lot of
advanced.
ancestors are coming back through the babies that are coming
They're
in,
advanced,
because the
and like
fact
they're
is
growing
the
up
ancestors
fast.
are very the celestial ancestors and our ancestors are like, okay, so you know what, somebody in the family is getting ready to be pregnant, or I'm going to come back because you're not listening.
Mhm.
So it's like their reincarnation does come back.
Reincarnating, and yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but also we're also, a lot of us are getting embodied with our ancestors and other things as well.
They're
So,
speaking through us. They're living in us, through us,
yeah, you'll
and
find if you want a shot of vodka and you're like, I don't even drink this. Why am I drinking this? It's your ancestor.
it's them. It's them. Yeah, like I on a day-to-day basis, and I think that's another reason why I'm okay with being in my own energy and in my own space, because I learn and I hear so much from them, you
Mhm.
know. And it's like when you're out or when you're doing so many different things, sometimes you don't hear the messages, sometimes you don't get the call, you don't answer the
Right.
call sometimes. So, it is okay to be in a state of stillness or to be in your own energy, because that's how you feel. That's how you get those messages. That's how you get those downloads.
Mhm.
But I do want to ask you now. You are a music artist.
Mhm.
Um, how long have you been making music?
I've been singing since I was 5 years old, but I've been in the industry since 1996, the music industry.
And what's your connection to the music industry?
Um, well, my mother, my mother's a ruffin, so it's been very instilled in my family. My dad's side of the family, which is Filipino, they played instruments. My mom was a singer, and that whole path with my family being the way they are musically inclined.
Yes.
I never knew until I was like in kindergarten when my kindergarten teacher said to my father, "Your daughter can sing. You got something on your hands." And I was just like, "I'm just singing Farrah Jacques, a woman. What is wrong with you?"
Right. That's
But
how it
um,
started.
yeah, that's how it starts. But when I moved to Atlanta in '94, I was really working on my modeling career and things like
Mhm.
that. And so then I started hanging around a lot of people in the industry that lived next door to me. And it was funny, Usher lived next door to me when he had his little Jeep and his little smiley faces on his Jeep. I used to help him chase his little dog in
Mhm.
Roswell. But I got involved. I was in a girls group called Indeshay, and we were signed to an independent label out of France. And to a
Oh
just
wow.
yeah, our manager's name is Thomas Tomcat. He actually works for Rick Ross. His partners with him. And so I was in a girls group for a long time, and then when the girls group separated after 97, 98, I still continued. I was a ghostwriter for like Noontime, and
Mhm.
just writing still. And I ended up working with a producer named Eric McCain who wrote Twisted for Key Sweat. I was in the girls group he was forming called Silhouette, and then I
Mhm.
just been solo. I took a break um, around like 2014. That's when I did take the break, because when I moved back home in 2011 for 4 years, I did get involved again, but I was more of the vixen, the video vixen
Right.
type of style. So I worked with Lua Proc, did a lot of videos for a lot of people. And then 2014, I went into my spirituality. I went back into church because, I was like, the
Mhm.
streets are not for me. And I ended up getting prophesized over. And then I went on a 21-day fast. And when I went on that 21-day fast, I wrote a book in one day. It was like I was transforming.
Oh
But
wow.
at that time, I had lung disease, and I didn't, it came from really stemming from me having my last daughter. And I healed myself of lung disease, and that's when I became a celebrity vegan chef. But
Okay.
music never left me. It was like, I
It's
don't want to,
always gonna be a part of you.
yeah.
It doesn't leave you.
You know what? Reason why I probably like stopped for a minute, because you get burned as a female in this industry. It's a lot of
If
hard.
you don't do certain,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a headache. And I'm gonna say this to female artists: do not think that you won't get tried. Do not think you won't get wooed or be offered to something. You know what I'm saying? It's very important for women, even men, but very important for women to understand that you do kind of got to come back in and kind of act like real hard like a bitch, but you don't want to do that's not really your demeanor or anything like that. But
Right.
I went through the burning. I went through hoping and praying for a lot of stuff, but I guess that made me tougher this time go around. Because you think when
Yeah.
you turn a certain age, you're like, I can't be in that industry. They're only looking for whatever. Now there's no age. If you look apart and you
No,
got
it's
on
not.
and
Yeah.
everything, now it's like they want you. And people don't
Yes.
realize, don't get it twisted, you do got life insurance on you.
Mhm.
On
Yeah,
the
they gotta
policy.
protect listen, they have to protect their assets and their money. You are an investment.
Right.
You're getting a loan, and there is no guarantee that your streams or your following or your supporters are going to
Yeah.
support or that there's no guarantee that you're gonna make them their money back.
Right.
Okay, so of course there is some insurance on this deal. So I completely get it. I want to shift real quick because I first of all I didn't even know you like that's you deep in there.
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
that.
actually
That's good that you're
I worked
connecting.
for
You know what I'm saying?
Badu. I worked for Erica Badu as a celebrity vegan chef. I cooked for her for a week when she was doing What a Man Wants with Taraji in Atlanta. And
Mhm.
then I cooked Waka, he came to my house, he tasted my food, and then I did something with Honorable C Note. He's a producer that did ASAP Rocky's music and 21 and all them and everything. So he went vegan. So I met him and did some stuff, but it was an honor to like just even chef for, Miss Badu for a whole week.
Right.
So I almost got a chance to chef for Missy Elliott, but the all this stuff was going on at the time. But that's what made me, I think what it is, the higher powers wanted me to go through the healing mechanism
Hmm.
and the forces of that frequency and the healing of that to come back around to put me back
In
into
that space.
other.
Yeah. And it's crazy because when I look back to how I'm connected to the
Hmm.
music industry, I really feel like my shit go back to birth.
Hmm.
Because as a child, like I'm gonna just give a quick run through. As a child, when I was growing up, I was singing in a church, okay?
Hmm.
And in school, um, gospel choir, concert choir, orchestra. I played electric bass, string bass, violin.
I remember those
You
days.
know how to read sheet music, know how to write sheet music. Now this is elementary, middle school, high school,
Yeah.
right? And I'm winning spelling bees, I'm winning the pageants, I'm on the stage getting awards, I'm doing editorials, writing for the school newsletter,
Hmm.
on these stages, winning these competitions, doing honors orchestra, playing against different other schools and colleges. And fast forward to today,
Yeah.
right? And performing, receiving awards,
Yeah.
getting notoriety, getting press
Yeah.
releases. So it's like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I know for a fact this is my purpose and it is nothing and nobody can tell me. Like sometimes you have people like they might feel like they're connected or they might even be connected, but they try to tell you
Right.
who they think you are or who
Yeah.
they are. According to this is what you are, or because you're a cancer. Like, what, bitch?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know
Well,
me.
that's when they do those natal charts, and I've had a natal chart ran on me,
I
and they
believe
be
it's
like,
some truth
"This
to
is where
that.
you're supposed to be. Like,
I
you're
believe it's some
supposed to
truth to
be
that.
this."
Even when it comes down
Yeah,
to, I believe it's some truth to the natal chart, to the life path number, to
right.
the human design. I do believe there is some truth to
Oh
that.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, I don't think that 100% negates who
no,
I am, the makeup of who I am, and what the fuck my purpose is.
yeah.
Now,
See,
but I
in the
have
natal
studied
chart,
it and saw some similarities. I have, but
yeah, in the natal chart, it actually the red lines are actually your negative, like your obstructions, like it will tell you that these red lines are really to tell you like if you're not supposed to have if you're a person you can't do everything at once, you might be a type of person that's a responder like me. I'm a responder, so my
I'm a
name,
generator.
yeah, so I'm a responder, so my chakra is my authority. So if I
Mhm.
meditate on anything, I will sit at my chakra base, and that's where the divine feminine energy is, and it will tell me either to pause and wait, like I respond to it when it's ready.
When this
but
yes.
yet but yet I have a frequency of energy that I have to stay on go. Like I get really irritated, or I just be like, okay, I can meditate, but when I know I have things to do, I don't like, no, I don't like that. And if I ask, like if I'm in a business agreement, I
Mhm.
expect that person to like hit me back like in an hour, not 2 days later, and
Right.
all these different things because I'm
Because
such,
you're a responder.
yeah. So I'm
So
like
you
on this
yeah.
type of frequency, and then you're like this, and then I'm like, well, what's up? Did you get? Oh, I thought you needed it. I ain't say 24 hours. I expected you like to
Which
be
I
on.
need that now.
Yeah, so it's like I love people who eat, sleep, and shit that shit. Like
Who
I
are
am,
passionate about what they're
yeah,
putting out there.
yeah, like
Exactly.
I'm a person like yo, like M, like blah, 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 yo woo, like did you hear blah blah?
And you see, that's how I am.
Yeah,
Like there hasn't been over the years that you've known me and the business that
right.
we've done, have I ever came at you on any type of bullshit?
No,
Has
you
there ever
haven't.
been any type of bad business?
No,
Do I
you're the
support?
type of person's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And even after we get done talking, you're like, hey, blah blah blah, I got this idea, or you'll check back. And the thing is, I don't really sleep. People think that I sleep. I think when I finally do get sleep, it's always when I got to get back up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Type shit.
through my sleep, I'm constantly in the realm, or I'm constantly, something's coming over. I'm thinking, or my children are needing me for something, or it's always. It doesn't matter to me if I wake up. Just I want to have people around me that are like, yo, get up, like get up, you got to do this today, or hey, don't forget this. I love when your own, the true tribe be like, yo,
Mhm.
you just messed up something.
Accountability.
Yeah, the accountability, because I feel like if you keep me accountable, I'm gonna keep you accountable.
Yes.
People always used to say to me, as when I was a chef and everything, oh, I need you to be up on me, and I used to tell them, no, you don't, I don't think you want that.
Mm.
I'm a great mentor and healer and being a shaman and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's like, I don't think you really don't, because I'm going to be strict on you. And
Yeah, I'm like that
yeah.
too. Like I'm very adamant and passionate about anything that my name, my
Yeah.
brand, or my business is associated with.
Mhm.
And when I'm in a space of working with people and we're collectively building something, I'm
Mhm.
going to hold you accountable.
Right. Right.
And if you fall back, or if you don't keep your word, or
Right.
if you play, or if it's some type of like lack thereof, I'm
Mhm.
not gonna want to proceed doing business with you.
Mhm.
Especially if we both had an agreement on something specifically, tasks were delegated. You were supposed to do this, you were supposed to do that, you were supposed to do that. I did my part.
Right.
I'm gonna do my part.
And
I
if you
got
can't,
to do
do
my
it,
part.
if you can't do it or can't handle it, the best thing you could do
I'm gonna hold
is
you
just say,
accountable, and I'd
you
rather you
can't.
just be honest and say, I can't take the heat, get me out of the
Exactly.
kitchen, or I'm not ready for this, or I was just bullshitting, bro, or I'm full of shit, I'm lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
if that's what you giving, be up, because I'm not gonna play. As you can
Mhm.
see, I'm walking, I'm moving, and I'm living in purpose. So I'm not gonna let you throw me off of mine
Mhm.
because you're not serious about yours.
Yeah. And
And
it's and
don't
I,
feel
I
no
feel
type
like
of way
people,
when I part ways, because I'm not
right.
gonna let you play
I
with me,
feel
and
that
I ain't gonna play
people
with you.
do that. I think people want to be a part of something that's great, but it's
They do.
also they have a fear of, a lot of people don't know how to take risk, proper risk. We all in this world take risk for the negative. It's easy. It's easy to
And
do.
I also do believe, for real, for me, that I do believe some people might not ever been exposed to a nigga like
Mhm. Yeah.
they done been around some
Right.
bullshitters all their life, or some motherfucker. I'm gonna speak on this too. I'm gonna take another shift. I got a question for you. This
Go
ain't
ahead.
even one of the questions we was going over, but I feel like in this moment it need to be asked. Why do you feel like there is a lack of male representation in certain spaces? Where are the men? Because it's a lot of men out there working and thriving and handling
I
business.
think I
But
think masculine energy. Um, I think the masculine energy has is getting put in a different type of veil of sleep. Um, you know,
is that for the divine feminine to rise? Because the women are fucking winning. They are
here,
winning.
to be honest,
And they
here's
they they
the thing.
calling a power back. They opening businesses
We have
all
been
in different
open.
countries. They're getting
Yeah,
properties in different countries.
yeah.
Like they're waking up. They're doing it.
Here's what it is. You know, I really truly feel that
Men are too.
we've been the most oppressed people, even though I'm part, Asian, I'm part Pacific Islander, being part Filipino. And the thing about it is we have been the most oppressed people. We have been put under a spell many ways, through music, through media, um, through
I
our
can
food,
agree. That's
through
the
our
only way
foods,
that's the
through our
only way I'm gonna give some leniency,
yeah,
because
through our foods, but also too,
at this
I'm
point
always
though,
always saying, like, it starts at home, right? But here's the deeper part of it. there are a lot of spiritual jump-ins, and
Okay, true,
a
true.
lot of people think that they're themselves and they're not.
And they're
And
not.
I'm not just talking about spiritual jump-ins just by random entities. I'm talking about spiritual jump-ins from bad ancestors and good ancestors, because you have your good and your bad. You have your
Right.
you have your good Agun and you have your bad Agun,
Mm-hmm.
and you have your celestial. And also too, we can have those spiritual jump-ins, but we also too, our DNA coding is shifting so much from the sun and from what's going on this earth that their DNA coding could be shifting. I'm not saying could, is shifting
Yes.
to becoming what was already encoded in them, either
Right.
to be negative or to be positive or to be both, to either be dark or more light.
Or like,
So
yes,
right now it is a serious um battle on this planet. It is a
it
serious
is.
battle. And it's not human to human. It is actually everybody's spirit is
Spirits.
fighting, and the soul is activating. The God soul is activating in us, and it's a war between that, and then you have other things, boom 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 boom, coming, so many
Yes.
things. So when I think about the masculinity of men, there are some good men out here. There are.
Yes.
And but the other ones have got lost in the sauce, because just like my sisters have been lost in the sauce of thinking they have to continue to get these BBLs and have to continue to
Yes.
offer themselves, and
Agreed.
and they need to realize that from the ashes to a rose, we are beautiful beings, but it's hard because men need too, men want love, men want to feel love, but we're not activating the correct love right now. This frequency of love
Mhm.
is the real love is coming down, and it's coming as a serious weapon now. And when you see the signs, they don't see it. So if you're me going outside, I see everybody just still living the, hey, I go to church on Sunday, I live a normal life. I don't know what normal is, because I've been already so tapped in since I was a little girl, and having to hide who I really am to the world. And then as you get older and you awaken, now when you're awakened and you take that awakeness, and even in a ascension, you still have to go through the part of chaos, because
Correct.
when you're going through ascension, it's not always love and light. It's chaotic too, because you have to learn, because the higher self has to make something chaotic for you to get strong to be able to do what you're doing.
To be able to
So
fight.
it's
Yes.
like, even when you go higher, right, when you go higher, you're going to have a different type of opposition level. So
Yes.
it's not the
Yes.
same. You're thinking you're still dealing with the same, and it ain't nothing. No, here comes, no, the higher you go, here comes more. And
And
these
I
are
noticed
higher
that
frequencies.
I noticed
Yeah.
it, new levels, new devils. But I
Yeah,
noticed every time I strike, I go up another level.
right.
Every time it's some bullshit, I, you know. So we talked about male representation, and
Yeah,
I
men,
do feel like but it's for men and women. I do feel like
yeah, it's both of us. We need to
there
learn
is
how to
still
recognize
a slight state of sleep, and then you
us. What?
do have to be
This
compassionate with your people, because everybody is not going to ascend at the same
can I
time.
just say this though?
Go ahead.
I know a lot of us be like for our people, but the more and more, like every day, my soul tribe is not always the color of my skin.
Facts.
Because I heard that saying, everybody ain't kinfolk. And just
Well,
because we
skin
have the
folk
same,
ain't kinfolk.
even if we have the same tone, melanated tone, they're your own people will turn against you and sell you out, because that's the sleep that they're the level that they're in. And I have learned to take people for who they are. So if
Mhm.
I see some being bitter and complaining every day, and that is not a day that you don't there's not a day that you don't complain, I look at you and say, this is really who you are,
That's
but
who you are.
you have to accept
Yes.
that. So I just deal with
Yes.
you accordingly. And
Yes.
people always used to say to me, why are you going on, like, why do you always say I'm not going on that stoop? I don't sit on dream stoops no more. If I sit on a stoop for a minute, that's the stoop that everybody had, that 8 ball, that 40, and dreaming about what they was going to be when they get older, and
Mhm.
in the hood and the projects or wherever. And we sat there, and everybody,
Reminiscing on the bullshit.
yeah.
Yes.
And I'm just like, it was cool to dream, but now it's time to make that vision happen. And a lot of people,
Hmm.
including where I come from, a lot of people, you either selling dope, on drugs, having babies, fighting somebody about somebody's
Facts.
man, or you working on day
Just
to day.
drama. Just
And then,
drama.
or you're just saying, like, in our family, if you pay attention, a lot of our family members don't want to leave where their parents are buried. It's a tradition. They don't want to even leave. I'm
Yeah.
from a small town in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
so they don't even want to leave. So when I look at my dad and everybody, I'm like, this is where you, this is your road. I can't,
Yeah, a lot of
this
our
is your
people
road.
still there. A lot of our people are still there. And I have my moments where I'm not gonna say I look back, but you peep the scenery. You gonna check on your people from where you're from, and you see that it's the same. Like
Can
there's
I,
people
can I,
that are doing the same.
let me just say this, and it might sound weird to a lot of people out there, but something came over me one day, and it probably was one of my ancestors. And they say, I watch everybody talk about reparations, the 40 acres and a mule. But something came over me and was like, but you're free. You're free to go stay at a different hotels. You're free to walk in the same bathroom that the other races can be. Your children go to a same mixed school. And it came over me and they asked, why are you still complaining about what we went through? We went through the pain and struggle for you, but yet there's a different slavery, a new slavery coming in.
Hmm. True.
It's a new slavery. It's not the slavery when we was, what I'm saying? They want to merge it. So what's happening is, when I seen that they wanted to bring hanging back and the hanging and lynching back,
Yes,
what
I saw
happened was,
that.
it's old worlds coming together and fight. It's all the past colliding energy coming back in. But when I seen that, I was like, your grandfathers, the grandfathers who were slave masters, are embodying their grandsons that are
Hmm.
in this new age. And some, because it's happening.
It's just the way that they're just doing it in another way. They're doing it in another way.
Yeah,
You
and they're bringing
know,
it, but it's
in another
colliding.
way.
Have you ever saw where, say, for instance, if it was a, you went through, you ever saw the movie Jumper, where they was jumping in different portals, going to different worlds?
Mm-mm.
Okay, this, it was called Jumper. It's a movie called Jumper. So
I
these,
would look it up.
yeah, and they actually just jumped into different portals, different worlds or whatever. And what it was, that's what I feel is going on. These portals are colliding. They're colliding, and everything like that.
So we just talked about male representation. We talked a little bit about female representation. We talked about music. Let's talk about female representation in the music industry, right? Because we just had a large influx of female artists come out,
Mm-hmm.
right? A lot. There's a lot of new female artists, right? And what I'm noticing in a lot of the new female artists, they are possessing a masculine energy. Could you elaborate on that? Do what you think about the new wave of female artists that's coming?
Okay, so I'm not gonna say that everybody should. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. Part of me, like, to each his own.
Hmm.
The goddess in me, the hierarchy of me is, you're gonna have to answer to a lot of things that you're doing, because the misrepresentation
Representation.
of us being goddess, and you're gonna have to answer for it. Yet, um, some of them are already gone.
Do you feel like they are? Do you feel like that is indeed their representation, or do you believe that is the representation they signed up
They
for?
signed up for it. That's really, and
Look
I'm
how
gonna
that
say
came
this.
out. That came out so effortlessly. They
Yeah,
signed up.
they signed. They are really not who they are. There was a time in my life that I would say, I did say, because of me being a mother, And me, I would do anything just to make sure my children had, and I don't want to do anything anymore. So that's another form of selling your soul, your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
um you know um you signed up for it. You got to deal with the repercussions, and
Mm-hmm.
you will be asked. And then I'm gonna keep it real. Some of them are actually doing what their other ancestors did through the bloodline. So
Right.
they're keeping their
They're keeping the
that's their
tradition.
that's
Yeah.
their way of their force.
Yeah.
Do I feel a lot of them want wish they never did? Yeah, I do. There's two of them, I think, for sure. And
I think I know who you're talking about.
I really do. The one that says um the opposite of the opposite of the bum bum, and you know you know I really do feel like when I look at her, I really do feel like a lot of things um that I feel like she wish she never did, because she actually really does have a sweet soul.
No, she is a. If we're talking about the same person, I do believe she is a very sweet soul. But I feel like a lot of them do it because they have a family to feed,
They have a family to feed.
and they
Yep.
might not be as skillful as, you know, or
I'll put it
maybe they
this
were,
way. You really think
or maybe they were just lost, or they
nah
didn't know their
here's
purpose,
my thing. I'm gonna keep her 1,000 to the
or maybe that was just they.
nah.
You know what
If
I'm saying?
that's your calling, here's what I'm
If
saying.
it wasn't,
If
then
it's your
what were they
calling to be
supposed to be
your
doing?
host, if your calling is to be, listen, we all been promiscuous. We've all done some hoe shit. We've all done some shit in the street. We've all had our one night stands, and we all had to get money the way we need to get money. You feel what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
the thing is where does it stop? Some people got to have the straight hoism in their whole lifestyle. That's just them. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That don't mean that they're not a good person and wouldn't help the community, but if you have children, you have to still teach your children. If I was that type of artist, I still have to go to my children still and teach correctiveness. You get what I'm
right.
saying? And let them know this is one side. This is a face card.
That's just a
This is
business,
this. That's the
right?
business side. But if you are not doing that and you're actually teaching your daughters, hey, this is how you got to get it. This is how
This
you
is
go.
what it need,
Yeah,
like passing it to them,
and if you're raising, and I know a couple people, old heads, that actually taught their daughters the lifestyle of being a madam, and they was raised up in it. Just like if you look at Vanessa
right?
Del Rio, her daughter ended up getting into porn because her mother was into porn. You feel what I'm saying? She saw the
Mhm.
money. So it doesn't mean that they don't have a good heart and a good soul. It's just the fact is that's where they at. But their soul now is going into another different type of contract.
Right. So okay. But just looking at, we're talking about the state of hip hop right now, the state of music industry. We're
We're
talking
the
about
ones
every.
coming
We're
in.
talking about everything.
We're the ones coming in. There's a
But
new.
this what I'm finna say. So when you go back from when music started, female rap started. When you
Mm-hmm.
talking about Queen Latifah, MC
Yo
Light,
yo.
Salt and Pepper, Yo Yo,
357.
Rage,
The
Raw
boss.
Digga. Yeah, like so, Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, Eve,
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Baltimore.
Yep.
But just like Lil Kim, Foxy Brown. We're just talking about like the. I'm trying to go from then to now. I'm working my way up into the modern day, and then
It has
from
shifted
Kim,
major key
from
alert
Kim to
shit.
Foxy, Eve, then became like Trina, Kaya,
Right.
Nikki,
Cardi.
Cardi,
Um.
and then it's
Some.
Young and May.
Yeah. Young and May.
Like they started allowing cause I didn't know any like real stud,
Mm-hmm.
female rappers. So,
But
just
there's
listen.
so many underground, like for instance, when it comes to like for me, Soleil, Ciroc,
Yes.
new this other rapper that worked with Ciroc, Nubia, something like
I
that.
remember Soleil.
Um and what was the other art? There's so many. There's a sister that I follow right now on Instagram, lethal as hell. You know what I'm saying? So lethal lyrically, but she's there. They stimulate the mind. Just like when you look at Soleil, Soleil went to that yeah.
Hmm.
Now she's taught. Now she's her life, her whole level is different. She's talking about the cosmos. She's talking about like the leveling of the goddess, and you know what I'm saying.
That's why
So
I love Erica Badu
yeah.
and Sade. My mother listened to Sade a lot. And
Hmm.
when did the shift happen? How? Why did it happen? Why did it? How did it go from Queen shit to whole shit? Like who made who? How?
It
That's
had,
a
it
big
happened.
shift
The shift happened during, it really happened when
during COVID.
during
Everybody
the
blaming on
pandemic.
COVID.
When the no, it was actually when the portal opened during that
Yeah,
pandemic. The pandemic, it was not just the pandemic, it was also a portal shift that had to, like, it to me, like when that pandemic happened, it had to let everybody, it was like mother and them knocked on the door and said, okay, we're gonna shut this down. So you never even knew, like, while you were in the house, you like, I never even knew that hole was in the wall because you were
mhm.
so busy with life, right?
Over here,
And,
yes,
and then now you finally get to sit down and talk to your husband or your wife and find like, I really don't like you. I'm
right.
really over this relationship because you stay so
Hmm.
busy. So a lot of the cuffing, it was a different type of cuffing season during the COVID. It was a different type of
This
frequency.
is true. That's true.
And
That's
and,
true.
and when you getting them boosters and you're getting all this stuff, the whole DNA shifts, you know,
Hmm.
all the
So that's
nanobites.
when you think, all right, so let's since we're on that, this is something that I'm seeing too. I'm seeing a large number of women who got it
Hmm.
and they've had several miscarriages.
Yeah, they're not able to have babies. It's another formation of when you know that, I would call him Dollar Bill,
Hmm.
the gatekeeper, when he
Right.
was going over to Africa and he was giving the vaccines to the young girls to make sure they could not have babies anymore. So it has made a lot of women not be fertile, or women have, they will birth a child and the child has complications or the baby's coming out with
Right.
black eyes and
Hmm.
their eyes are like pitch black dark. I've seen stories on those reports of that. So a lot of women are having issues where blood clots, all these different things. Like people who never
Yes,
had heart problems,
they're
people who have
starting to
never
have.
had, they're starting
Yes.
to have it now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I agree. Yeah, I literally,
But
was
now
getting
there's
my
a
hair
different type
done,
of
getting my
family
hair
member.
done yesterday, and she, I, we were talking about a situation, where it happened, and I got a close situation,
Mm-hmm.
somebody close to me, so I just kind of know, like I'm seeing things, I'm seeing things. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Um, I'm seeing a lot of
There's a
things.
lot of things that people are not paying attention to that's right in front of their face.
They
Um,
not, and it's like
I'm learning about
caught
culture
up
stuff.
in I don't want to get caught up in the things,
Hmm.
right? Or get caught up into trying to show them the things because I feel like some of them see the things
Some of
and
them
they
want.
don't they don't care or they don't or they're just okay or they're just that comfortable to where it's like they're like okay, all right, well whatever.
Well, here's where
Fuck it.
I will say with that. And it hurt one night. I had a vision. I was meditating, and I actually saw a lot of my family members not being able to make it, and I also was told that a lot of the people I cannot help because it is their road, and this is where it's
That's
certain,
basically
this is
yeah.
where their buck stops. Like I can't let, like, because I used to hear, what if the creator tells you, why did you help them do that? Because that was something they had to learn. They had to get themselves out of it, and
Yourself.
involved. And now,
Yes.
you know and it's like, well, I want to tell them they're not ready yet. This is what, and now my whole perspective about things is now is like I go ask for permission first.
Yeah, that's why I'm starting to like just, step back from certain stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have to find their own way, or it has to come to them when it's supposed to.
If I help, I always they give me a sign to help.
Right.
They'll tell me, okay, I can I can just feel when they say,
Well, they gonna come to you anyway. They're gonna come to you. You know what I'm saying? They come to me too, but they
well,
come to
they're
me
coming. They're
different
going to be
ways.
coming. See, here's the thing, and I will say this: every person who's out here that has a gift that's actually they're enhancing, or their gifts are, they're awakening. Don't understand why they're feeling the way that they're feeling. Um, they're gonna look for us, and I always said we've already told you once again because we're just a doorway. But what's going to happen is you're going to try to look for us and we won't be found. And there's a lot of things that I will say live, but we'll
That's
have,
not.
yeah, it's not placed.
You see how
Um,
we've been trying to skate around certain
yeah,
shit though.
because in actuality, my vocals, my whole from my chakra to my throat chakra literally is just wanting to just bust it and just say, this is what the
Me
fuck.
too, but we can't do it
Yeah,
like
here's what
that.
the fuck it is, and God bless their heart, but
But I don't want to just leave them. Like I
yeah,
can't just
and
like
it's
stories of
like
my ancestors are not saying leave them for dead. They're not
no.
saying that, but they are saying reevaluate, retract.
All I can tell people to do,
Sometimes
yeah,
they'll tell me the specific individuals. I'll be thinking about them, and then they'll be like, release them. Or and then a
yeah.
specific individual, and they'll be like, give them time, or they're coming, but they have to
Here's
find
what
their
I'm
way.
gonna say:
Or
there is no time for the bullshit, and there's no.
no, it's not.
You keep taking your. I will say this to the people: you keep taking your time on yourself, then you know what? You'll be
You're
still.
not serious.
You'll be continuously still doing what you was doing beforehand. And then when you say that subject of I did not know, well, I did know, you actually did, you was ignoring your call. You was
Yep.
ignoring the call.
Oh my
And, and,
God.
and I tell people all the time, you do not want your children to take on your purpose because they already have their own mantle on their life. And if you don't answer, you've been chosen. And if you don't answer that calling, to what you're supposed to do. It doesn't matter if it's for people or serving. You still have a servitude that you have to do here that balances you
Damn, that's
serve.
crazy.
And if you don't answer it, you will be responsible for that.
That's so
And
crazy.
it will go to your child. Like
That's what
my
that's
my mother is in a nursing home, and my mother literally one day I asked her, these are two things I asked her. I said, out of all your children, why is it that I'm the one just doing this? She says, because you answer the call. And then the second thing she said to me, I need you to finish my work. And I acted like this. I was like, hello. Like I was on my fingers like this and on the camera. And I said, hello, God. Your daughter's down here in this wheelchair. And yeah, her brain is very functional. And just because she can't walk, she need to do the rest of her job. I'm not finishing. I was like,
it's so crazy that
and
you said it, exactly how I say it when
mhm,
I'm talking to some of my clients or friends or associates or constituents, and I say,
mhm.
I answered the call
Yeah.
and I put in the work.
And when are you? And the work is not
A-
done.
and
It's not
it's
done.
not like, and I always make sure I say that too, because like, bitch, I'm not going down myself or my accomplishments or what I've done or what I'm like, no, because you haven't, or because you're on a specific level, I'm not gonna dumb myself down. It took me a lot of mirror work to get to this point. It was a lot of I suppressed a lot of my talents because I didn't want to overshadow people, or because I was considering that they were so fucking basic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause I didn't want I was dimming my light, bitch. I'm a
Right.
light. I'm a whole lighthouse,
Right.
and
Right.
now I'm comfortable in my power. I'm okay
Yeah.
with
And see,
showing who
we're
the fuck
all
I am and
lanterns.
showing up for myself. I'm not dumbing
We're
myself
all
down
those
because you're
lanterns.
not ready, because you didn't
Right.
answer the call, and I'm
Yeah.
glad I did, because when I answered the call and when I put in work, I was blessed tenfold. and I'm gonna
Yeah,
continue to do the work, and I'm gonna
it's a
continue to
curse in it.
bless
People
my
don't realize
family and my motherfucking people.
it's a blessing too. It's a blessing. It's a beautiful experience, but it's also a curse.
A
And
lot of work too.
people think I'm like this is a blessing and a
That
curse.
shit ain't pretty.
When I'm telling you, people say I want to grow up and be like you. I'm like, you don't want my shoes. You don't know my shoelaces. You don't know what I had to
Man,
go through.
half of the shit that I've been through would have killed some of these motherfuckers. Oh
Yeah.
God. Like that's why I don't even, I don't really do too much of the back and forth because a lot of the time people are just speaking out of their own trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're speaking out of the lack thereof. They're speaking out of their trauma or their past experiences. And then a lot of times they project
Mm-hmm.
try to project their energy on others because of certain shit or because they see certain qualities in you that they suppress in themselves or
Right.
because your ascension or your development and your evolution process is reminding them how much that they're still the fucking same and how much work they need to do and haven't done and they've been putting off, and every day that you live that you
Mhm.
are blessed to live and you haven't done the work, it's more work being piled up for your ass.
And the thing about it is too
Don't
is
be mad at me because
a
I
lot of the
answered the
people's
call and I
traumas,
executed.
a lot of the people's trauma also is some of their grandparents, great grandparents' traumas. And some of the trauma that we carry is also our mother and father's
We
trauma.
are carrying their trauma. You
Yeah,
know what
we're
I'm
carrying a
saying?
lot of trauma.
And we paying their dues too. Shit. But that's why I ain't tripping. Like it is what
Mhm.
it is. You know what I'm saying? As long as I play my position and do my part, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I can because
That's right.
my family and my ancestors took care of me. They take care of me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? When I go to them and I talk to them and I ask them, they take care of me and I take care of them. And no shade, it ain't 100 about the money, but I burn real money and ancestor money for my motherfucking people.
That's right.
I don't just and it ain't no shade. Feel how you want to feel, but I burn real money and ancestor money for my motherfucking people.
Hmm.
Okay, so feel how you want to feel about that. You know what I'm saying? Your experience ain't mine.
Yeah.
Your purpose ain't mine. Your walk ain't mine. The visions and downloads I get ain't yours. What you eat don't make me shit
Yep.
or this. Life is not a one size fit all. So
Yeah.
it's funny when people expect you to move or act like them or subject themselves to want you to subject yourself to the way that they live their life or to what they got going on. No, you good. Oh, that's fine over there, but that ain't what we doing over here. And I
Mhm.
respect you for whatever wishes you choose. Just like I want you to respect me for whatever
That's
wishes.
right.
Everybody has the
It's all
right
about
to
the balance.
build their only life, the
That's
life that they
where,
want to build, the
because
life exactly how they want to build it. But don't be mad at me
right.
because your life ain't panning out how mine is. Because we ain't the same.
Right. We're not.
We not even
We
doing this.
we could be the same on certain things. It hasn't, and that's the similarity side. But we're not the same when it comes to our walks. And a lot of us in this spirituality and whatever they're doing and their mystical thing or whatever they want to say. I'm always been a type of person. If I look at someone like damn, I would rather go to somebody, not hate on them. I would say, yo, I want to ask you how you get there.
How did you learn? Yes. What did you?
I'm not
Yes.
trying to be you, but what made you? What helped you emotionally or whatever to get to where you're going? Because I'm having this, and that gives more.
Inspired.
You're giving somebody credit. You're giving them their flowers, and even when I got my flowers recently, she said I wanted to give you my flowers. I want to give you flowers. I kind of really did get emotional because I was like, this is the first time somebody said to me, Emmy, I want to give you your flowers today because of a song that I written that when I was in the boot camp, the writing boot camp, and I did that song. And she said, big boy, if you're watching, you need to pull up that song she did at the writers camp, Hollywood. And I was like, I was like, I didn't know what to say, because
Mm.
you appreciate, like, I never got flowers, who will you show you my flowers and give you the flowers, or one person said you the goat, and I'm like, because I'm always humble,
Yes.
because I always been walking by myself within, and people don't realize there's a certain type of loneliness when you walk this, and it's not a human loneliness. And it doesn't matter. You can be around everybody, but there's this real
And
deep
still feel like you're
loneliness
by
in you,
yourself.
and it still makes you feel like you're by yourself. Let me explain this. This is the creator energy of the this is the that God loneliness, where you have to think. I said this to someone. I said, "You're a Christian, right?" I said, "Have you ever thought that God, God that you pay homage to, don't feel lonely and got so much work to do? Have you ever just said thank you, or have you ever asked your God, how you doing today? How you
Mm.
feeling today?" I said, "You ever ask that?" But you're like, I need. Give me. I want, please get me out of here. You just never, when we say thank you more and we're in gratitude,
Gratitude,
grace
yes,
and mercy, your abundance is different than someone saying please and I need and I want. It's
right.
such a different level of frequency.
Yes, it is.
So
Yes.
it's like, and they even looked at me and was like, damn, I never thought about that. Well, why would I
That's
ask
why I
God?
don't.
Why
That's
would I
why I
ask
don't
God
get
if He
caught
said
up
that?
in. That's why I don't really get too caught up into my accomplishments, and I don't do
Yeah,
a lot of bragging. I show results. I'm
yeah,
gonna show results,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not. I don't. I'm not a boasting or a bragging type of person. You
Yep.
know, I like the way that I live. I love the way that
Mm-hmm.
I create, and I love everything about me. I'm thankful that I was blessed with beauty and brains, you
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying, and bank. I'm thankful to be blessed with all of that, but I have never been the type to boast or brag because I have been in those situations where I haven't had anything. I have
Yep.
slept on people's couches. I have slept on floors. I have slept
Yeah.
on air mattresses. I have slept in my
I've been
car.
in
I
homeless
have
shelters.
slept in
Yeah.
the back of a radio station that I've worked in
Yeah.
because I was in a bad space at the moment. I've slept in hotels. I have slept in those fucking monthly, weekly I've been in those situations. So I've never been, the type of person to look down on people because I have been there. But I know where I'm going and I know where I'm not
Yeah.
going back to. I
And
know
it's
where
so
I'm not going
crazy.
back to.
I've been, I was in a domestic violence relationship of 11 years with my last three children's father. And the thing about it is like, I lived in hotels. I'd escaped and had to go to a woman's battered shelter, homeless shelter. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we and it's like, oh my God, you've been through that, or why would you say you can't tell people that in the world? I'm like, I tell on myself before TMZ or somebody's gonna say something because
I
at the
would I would rather that. Yes.
I'm my own walking testimony. They can't tell my testimony better than me.
I've been through some shit that most same. My story
Yeah.
is going to change a lot. My testimony is going to change a lot of lives and it's going to help a lot of people and it's
Mhm.
it's going to wake up a lot of people
Yes,
and
it
it's going
is,
to
and it's time
empower
for that.
a lot of
Time for
people
that.
because I haven't even spoke on an inkling of some of the stuff that I have been through.
Let me ask you
So,
a question.
yes, go ahead.
I want to ask you this question because a lot of people think that my wife, I'm with my wife and everything, and they think, oh, well, you probably went that way because of what you've been through, molestation, like your rape and stuff like. And I just feel that that's a lot of lack of knowledge. I watched this lady on Instagram, and she literally had her baby, and she was like, "Please be gay, please be gay, please be
I
gay."
saw
I wrote
that.
a statement on there and I said, I was literally like, I am so mad at this. You got to let your children love who
She
they
didn't have to do
love.
all of that.
Yeah. I just said, let your children love who they want to love naturally, even if they become to where they love the same sex. It is their choice. That's not how it goes. I was like, this is a more disrespect to the LGBT community than I could ever
So
like.
what you wanted to ask me? Did I see that?
Yeah, I wanted to see if you see
Oh
that,
yes.
saw that, and I
Yeah.
also wanted you to, and like, why? Why do they feel that if a person has gotten raped or molested, that we're just going to be with somebody? Why can't it just be this is our nature, this is who we are?
Right.
Because in the celestial realm, you know, it's energy, and
Hmm.
there's no fucking gender.
There's no, and then like I look past the color too on some
Mm-hmm.
shit. Like now, like I'm in a space now, and I made a post I don't care who say whatever they say. What the fuck you want to say when I say this? But I made a post a couple days ago, and I was like, I'm about to start dating outside of my race. I gave
There's
I,
nothing wrong
I
with
gave I gave you coloreds a chance. Um, now I'm always gonna love and ride for my people, but I really do like. I know that my tribe is gonna be
Love is love.
multicultural.
Listen,
My tribe is gonna be
love is love.
multicultural and multiracial, and I know I'm gonna have a wide variety of different people from different countries
To
and different
me,
walks of
it's
life.
to me. I don't care.
Now, I don't think that every gay, bisexual, LGBTQIA plus
Elemental.
has been molested or taken advantage of or anything like that. But I do believe that a large number of them have.
Yeah.
And I also believe that if it wasn't that, it was a a moment of or a large sense of abandonment. It
Mhm.
was something. I believe it was something that could have contributed to it. But I do believe ultimately they are born that way. I do believe that.
Mhm.
Now, in my childhood, I was exposed to it at a very early age.
Right.
One of my like in elementary, one of my aunts had a girlfriend,
Right.
and they lived together, and we lived with her. But I was already playing house and shit.
Right.
Anyway, like I was
Mhm.
already, like we was already,
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm not blaming it on them. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I've been through some of those
Same
situations, but
thing
I'm
with
not blaming it on them. But I
you.
do believe I was born this way, you
Yeah.
know. But
I know I was.
I don't want to identify. Let me speak for myself. I don't want to identify with a specific sexuality at this point in
Right.
my life. If anybody was to ask me, because I had somebody ask me, are you gay, straight, bi, whatever? I'm a sapiosexual.
Okay.
Your mind is what's gonna turn me on. Yes, your body is too. Yes, um, I ain't gonna lie, your accomplishments and what you got going on, that's gonna attract me too because it's sexy to have your shit together. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But overall, your mind and how it captivates me is what's gonna determine that.
Well, for
Because
me, I knew.
the looks is very is giving very one no, bitch, I'm layered the fuck up. So I want you to be layered the fuck
Right.
up too.
Well, the thing about it is for me, I can say, because I know a lot of people thought that, being with women, it was because of what I went through. But I was like, no, I actually knew something about me was different at around 10 years old.
Right.
At 10.
Yes, at an early
And
age.
I kept it quiet because I mean I had an uncle, but back then they just called it cross dressing. But I had an uncle that God bless
Or
his soul.
bull daggers or
And
punks.
he was everything, honey. He was my uncle. Ugh, he was just everything. And my one thing I learned about my family, they never even my grandfather, his father, never turned their back on him. Loved him just like he was whatever. Even his brothers never turned their back on him. Loved him, still hugged him, still kicked it with him. They never turned their back. And even with me, like my brother recently just said to me, he's like, I don't care who you love. You can love a camel as long as you're happy. And
Right.
that meant the world to me because that let me know I know a lot of people don't have that type of family for them just to be free. And I'm just
That
like,
shit is hard.
yeah, it's hard. And it's harder because now they try to take this whatever frequency and turn it. And what people don't realize that in the gates up above in Olorun in the heavens, at the gates, they are both sexuality, both male and female. So, and the Orisha Enlil he represents the transgender, but a lot of Orishas are female and male, masculine energy. And this is where, when I ask somebody, have you ever met God before? This is no.
Right.
How can you know God is a man because you were trained and you were on the veil? How do you know God is not an alien? You know,
Right.
anything you're
How you
praying
know you ain't God?
Well, when I said the closer you, I did a mirror exercise, and the closer you, like if you stand back on the behind, like by the mirror, and if you go closer and closer and closer, the more you go closer to your reflection, and you feel that the reflection talking, and pay attention to the mouth. The more closer, and I want you to try it. The more you say, all of a sudden, the more trance you go into that thing, you'll see it talk, your reflection talking back at you. And that's when I told my client, that's God talking back at you. Now you have met God. God is you and you are God.
That is you. Yes. Yeah.
So I said, all you got to do is talk to your reflection, stand back and start talking positive to your reflection. And when you get closer to that mirror and you're up on it, you will see the reflection talking back to you.
I'm
So
gonna try it, and I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know what happened.
yeah, when you do it, you're
Who
going to
are
be like,
some producers that you work with?
I worked with Victor V. Dub. Victor V. Dub Wilson. He is a Grammy producer that works with Wanye from Boys the Men. He's worked on Chris Brown's music, Britney Spears. He's been around. So I worked with Victor V. Dub. I've worked with Rico Lumpkin from out of DARP Studio. He used to be at Dallas Austin Studio. I worked with a lot. I like unknown producers though. I'm that type of
Right.
ball. Like
Underground.
I like unknown designers that's not out. I
Yes.
want I
Exclusive.
love exclusive stuff. I like people
Yes.
who are just, I'm a type of being that I want to be able to work with people who's never been heard. I think I'm the type of person I want to give somebody a chance because they deserve it just like.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, like I'm like that. I like
Who
working
are
with
some
people who's never,
producers that you would like to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
you know what? I definitely would love to work with. I would love to work with Missy Elliott and
Yes.
Timberland.
Yes.
They're very eclectic. I would
Swiss too.
I love, well, I actually met Swiss Beats when he was still in high school. When I was dealing with Eric McCain, he came over
Oh,
and
that's dope.
I worked with Swiss Beats. He was still at Rita in high school. And yeah. So I got to know him a long time ago in the 90s. But look at him.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be dope to see him, like meet him again and be like, you remember me? I remember
You
when
probably will.
I said,
I'm sure.
I remember when your mama had that daycare in her house, you know? So that was it's just crazy. And like just like Akon, I met Akon a long time ago. I knew his brothers Omar and all them. So it's like I've been around everybody, but I treat people like they're humans, you know, like
Yes.
I don't ever want to ever be like
Like
starstruck.
on some starstruck
Yeah.
shit. Like, nah,
Yeah.
yeah, I ain't
I
with
would
all that.
love to also work with as far as like artists. I'm right now. I am on PC. His name is PC and Justin 99 and Uncle Waffle. They're from Africa. They're from Tanzania. I'm really, my spirit lately has been listening to PC. Peace. It's
Mhm.
PCEE. He has a song called Kilimanjaro. And then Uncle Waffle, she's a female. She just came here to Atlanta for a show. She's a DJ. That frequency sound is what I'm on right now. It's like bringing the Tanzania and the South Africa that music and bringing it over, like merging it.
You said Uncle Waffle and Kilimanjaro?
Yeah, the song that PC and Justin 99, they're African DJs, but
Mhm.
actually PC and Justin 99 got co-signed to Jaden Smith,
Oh wow,
Will
okay.
Smith's son.
Will Smith,
Um,
yeah.
but he has a song called Kilimanjaro, and he's dope. I've been I've been like crossing my fingers. Like I even reached out. That's how bold I was. I even reached out because it says DM for bookings and he's a producer and stuff. So I'm like, I'm just gonna reach out. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
just gonna reach out. That's just how I am. But
Are you signed to a label right now or
I am signed to Delta South Records out of Louisiana.
okay?
I am, and I'm want to merge with a major. You know, so
That was gonna be
people
my next
can't
question.
do that, and that's what I was trying to tell somebody. Somebody was
Yes,
like,
you can.
you can't merge
Yeah.
be on a label and merge with another label. And I was like, well, how can you say that? And how you working with Death
Who
Row
you
and
think
for that?
negotiates with the everybody? Some people go in with a team.
You know what someone said that it was
That's
so funny
funny.
when we went to the neo soul R&B thing. Somebody looked at me and said, "You remind me of a Nico," and I was like, "What?" I was like,
Who?
Aniko, the girl that's out, Aniko that has that
Oh, the
song.
new girl. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The
that's
King's Affirmation girl. Yeah.
yeah. They was like, you remind me of her, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Normally, I get you remind me of Kiki Wyatt or you remind me of Badu. I'm like, but now I got Aniko, so I thought that was kind of funny. I was like,
What do you think that the industry needs right now?
they need a hell of awakening. We need more messengers. We need them for the children that are listening to the music that's out right now. They need it. They need a frequency that vibrates the right and the left brain, not just the left brain. And
Mhm.
I don't care if you're a rapper or anything. You know, I love your music, Benji. You already know that. And
Thank you.
all day, all day. Don't have me. I'll start singing a hook real quick on here. Um, but like I love J. Cole. I love you know, Kendra Lamar. I don't think we really listen to what they're saying. Like my rappers back in the day was Smith and Wesson, and you know what I'm saying? I was still listening, you know, KRS-One. You
Yeah.
know, I was into
Yeah, he's
KRS.
smart. He's smart as fuck too.
Yeah,
He's
very interesting.
smart.
I was listening to Black Moon and all them. People don't know about Black Moon and the artists like those rappers and stuff like that. But they were taught like Talib Kweli. I listened to
Yeah,
Talib
Talib Kweli was dope. Yeah.
like when I was listening to, you know, I still do listen. I'm more like the way that the music of J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar and you know certain people with a message. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? These
Yes.
children, we as an adults, we have these our people really, really have to. We need a message. We need a
I think we
sound.
need some new executives too. Um, you know, instead of just the same people. I don't know. I feel like I feel like the industry needs some new a little bit of
They
new
need,
everything.
we need the
A
new.
fucking cleansing, a
Now I'm
purge.
gonna say this, yeah, because I'm gonna say this. There's a producer who actually that I know, I'm really good friends with. He's on my Facebook, and he actually produced Chingy, their Grammy track stars,
Hmm.
and he even said it out. His like him and I had a conversation, and he literally said that we do. There's a new we're coming in,
The new
and
way.
this is a different port, but we're coming in to help what needs to be cleared.
Yes.
And if we want to go industry deep, like when I think about Prince and he just came, it just that energy of that just for some reason something just told me to talk about Prince. And when we talk about Time Warner and Warner Brothers, you know,
Hmm.
it's deeper than what they think.
Yes.
And I think we need that push. Something said just say that, don't say nothing else, because I was getting ready to go.
No. So let me shift. Who produced Love Over Everything?
um Victor V. Dub Wilson produced Love Over Everything
And what studio did you record it in?
at Showbiz Entertainment. Shout out to Showbiz Entertainment.
Sorry,
That is a
Showbiz.
if that is a great place for indie artists. Let me tell you why. Showbiz, Papa Showbiz and Mama Showbiz literally took a old Kroger building, grocery store, and I'm talking about it's so big at in that damn
They
place.
turned it into a megaplex.
Let me tell you, you can shoot your music videos in there. They have
Hmm.
stage in there. They have podcast rooms that are decked out, and they're so reasonable by the hour. But state of the art studio, Showbiz Entertainment, like
That's
he's
how Highly Unique Radio was that I worked for in Atlanta. They had a large building, and on one side they had the podcast rooms, the radio show rooms, and then on the other
Mhm.
side they had different backdrops for video shoots where you could take the artists to shoot videos and stuff.
It was
So,
more like
what
that.
what was the inspiration behind the song? Like, who wrote it and how did it come about?
Well, I wrote the song. I feel like lately I've been realizing I'm a hook hitter. Like my hooks have been like I'm noticing like my speech.
This song gives me Sade with a mix of Erica. Like it give it, yeah.
It's a new. I feel like my voice is not like. I was wondering if somebody was gonna like say I sound like somebody, but like my wife said, she don't
You
feel like
don't.
anybody. It's
You
like I'm
don't.
voice. So I was like, good. I'm happy for that.
Yes, you have your own voice.
But This song was written, and I know she's probably. It was written during the time like her and I was going through something. But
Shout
yeah,
out to Genesis.
yeah. Shout out to Genesis, my beautiful wife. I hope she's resting at this time. She's like really really tired. Um,
Yes.
after the birthday parties and stuff. But
Mhm.
Love Over Everything was written about like something her and I were going through. But not only that, spiritually, it was me saying, feeling in the ancestors, and then we're saying either you're going to love me or you're going to leave me. But yet they told me to stay. It was basically telling someone love is over everything, even in the spirituality of it. So it's a mixture of about relationship, including in the spirituality of things. Because sometimes we want to say, screw you, God, and screw you,
Mhm.
ancestors, and I'm mad. And but you hear the, the love me, leave me part, and then it's asking you to stay, So it's like because they was letting me know in the end, love is over everything, and it let me know that love was the weapon, and that no matter what, how bad it is, you
And
still,
even if yes,
it becomes. So yeah, that's why.
I'm glad you broke that down because I'm gonna be honest. When I first heard the song, it was like "Love Me or Leave Me, Stay,"
Even
and
for yourself.
I'm like, are they leaving or? I'm like, are you asking them to stay? I'm glad you just broke it down because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it meant like not choose a side
Yeah,
because you're gonna stay.
yeah, because
You have to
you
stay.
actually have a choice,
You yeah, you have a choice,
and
but
that's even with individual with yourself.
yes,
Sometimes there's a lot of us that's out here suffering from depression and suicidal thoughts.
yes.
And that song, when you somebody can listen to that that's going through it, and my voice can be telling them, I just want to know, do you want to stay? Do you want to go? Tell me, baby. That's God talking
Mhm,
back to you as your ancestors. You know, that's a part of, don't just keep me around.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not just about love in a relationship. It's also the
It's
ancestors
for
have
self
a choice too.
too.
And for yourself, you could be asking
Yes.
yourself that, love me or leave me.
Mhm.
And but
Yeah.
you got to stay strong for yourself, and you got to know that love is over everything in the end. So yeah, it can go in many different metaphors, but I know people like yeah, this is the anthem. And I remember this guy said, my wife keeps repeating that song and she tell me something.
But that's good because it's catchy and it's something that can be easily stuck in people's
It's
head.
the same
Like
thing with wash
I
away.
still I
Yeah,
still hear it. Like I even like if I'm not even when I'm not playing it, I just get random. But it's good because it's on a good frequency and
yeah,
it has a positive message behind it. It's not no drill shit,
yeah.
and I feel like this is going to be a part of the cleanse that the industry needs. So with that being said, I want you to introduce your song. Let us know the title and who produced it one more time.
Okay. So my name is Emmy Wu, also known as the Neonic Soul Artist, also known as a Tattoo Monk Goddess. This is Love Over Everything, produced by Victor Dub Wilson. Let's go. Delta South Records.
Oh. That was Love Over Everything Them by Emmy Woo. Man, y'all already know what time it is. We are live in the full effect. This is the Real Right Show. Beautiful song, dope vibe. This is something that I can play when I want to relax, when I
That's
want when I'm cleaning up my house. This is something I can send to that nigga who keep playing motherfucking games with me. I'm trying to figure out, nigga, do you want to do this? You want to keep playing games or not?
right.
I'm gonna block you.
Okay.
So nah, but where do you see Ivy Woo and Wooism University with in the next
And
5
in
years?
5 years, I see it. It's already happening right now. But in 5 years, I am literally walking with my temple. The Wu Temple is something that is very adamant. I didn't come into this music industry just to be famous because of my music or anything. I'm about legacy.
Right.
I'm about legacy and I'm about stamping the world with what my purpose is and what the above is asking me to do. Uh,
Yes.
it is not about the fame because I've already been famous. I am famous already. I'm already on there.
Yes.
And I just want to step on the platform, this new platform, to let everybody know that they too are ordained and famous and by their own birthright.
You're
And
all right.
it's up
Yes.
to us as artists to activate them. So I feel like I'm the new neonic. Somebody asked me, why am I called the neonic soul? And I said, I'm the fluorescent light that you don't see within the light. I'm the light that you don't pay attention to. I'm the light that when the other light dims, we are the fluorescent lights that even in your dark you see like the neon lights, the LD lights. We are that light. We are that prism that you really feel in your most solitude in. So we're that new. And I feel everybody is that neonic light. And we need to be that light that's because the other light is starting to die and we have to come bring that source of other plug to that light so it can be more powerful.
It
Other,
is. And
so
that's another reason why I answered the call because I knew it wasn't an average like
mhm,
job. This wasn't this I knew what I was signing up for was larger
mhm,
than life and it was bigger than what I wanted to do and what
mhm,
I was trying to do. And I didn't know that it would be as challenging, but I knew it was going to be a challenge.
right.
And I knew that I was up for the challenge. And I also knew that every challenge that I have ever faced, I came out successful.
That's right.
And God
In the midst of
provided
the
me,
bad stuff,
God
the bad.
provided me
Mhm,
with the tools, the protection, and the wealth to accomplish whatever it was that I needed to accomplish and to stay afloat. This ain't my first time. This is my first time being out of the country, but this ain't my first time being in an unfamiliar space and surviving and
right.
thriving. I did Vegas, I did Atlanta, I did Miami, I did Charlotte, I did Houston, I did California, I've lived in New York for 3 years. So this is different, of course, because
Right.
I'm having to learn a whole new language. I'm having to learn a whole new culture. But I'm
It's
like I
worth
said,
it.
it's definitely worth it. I love it. I appreciate it, the highs and the lows. But like I said, I know that I'm taken care of and I know that I'm going to thrive.
We get
Um,
placed in places like things don't happen to us for no reason. Now there's some things that people will wish upon us that happen on us that's not supposed to happen. But there's things in our life that we won't. I tell people all the time, if the creator was to give us everything that we wanted right now, then we wouldn't know how to appreciate it and be humble and be in grace and mercy and gratitude with it. Um, like you asked me where I see myself in 5 years. I'm building a legacy. I'm building a kingdom wealth for my sake, for my children. I'm building something to where I know that if I was to leave here, that the temple
will
and
still be a
my music and you know my nonprofit and this
your
even having
legacy.
my own label, but to have that stamp here is not just my stamp. I stamped what the creator wanted me to stamp. And
Correct.
that I know when I leave here. And people's like, well, what if you left here today? I said, you know what? I would trust in a space that if I was to leave here today, that I know that's not the wisdom and knowledge I give in my children, but I trust in the fact is that I know they will be just fine, you know, you know, and I'm comfortable because I tell people all the time, I'm still living, you know, they're still, our ancestors are still living. They just had their contract. They had to go do the other contract, but it's our job to take care of this shell. And the lack of knowledge that a lot of us have about taking care of our bodies. And I learned that when you heal your heart and you take care of this, it heals all diseases. It can heal you could heal. You can heal your own self from all diseases because the heart chakra and the digestive system and those alignments are connected. So that's why you get health issues. But I'm a firm believer of that. But in 5 years, it's about investing. And that's the thing when as an artist, I want to say this. Don't just get money and just go blow it and have a big house and cars. You got to have other things you're investing in, having other endorsements, or you're endorsing in somebody. So when one thing goes slow, you got money still coming around. You
Right.
can't just being in this industry, being an artist that this, because artists really don't get paid until we start performing and having endorsements and all this
Shows
other.
and deals and
Yeah,
yes.
and I watched this
Yeah.
girl literally thought that if a label gives me $100,000, I get to keep it. No, you're getting ready to pay that
Nah.
back.
I saw that interview. I saw that interview and I know you're talking about, we ain't gonna mention it on
Hmm.
here. But
Hmm.
I saw that interview and I was like literally astonished because I was like, damn, she really don't know. You know what
No,
I'm
she don't.
saying? And then that reminded me that those are the type of people that they want
Yep.
because they know that they can give them pennies and they're gonna take it. And
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? So, but that's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother show.
Yeah, because when we get down to talk about that, I mean, I looked at her on TikTok and was like, where did you think that? I'm like, yo, you have that's like I'm first of all, I don't want 100 bands. If I gotta give you 12 albums, you might as well go ahead. She said, well, one place offered me 800,000. I was like,
I'm like, listen, if one offered you 100 and another one offered you 8, don't that
take the
tell you that
eight.
you can at least get one M? At least
Yeah.
one? You
You
couldn't get one M from them, bitch?
like you could have like if you couldn't get nothing else, take the 800. Pal. You know what I'm saying? Don't dumb
I
down.
ain't taking that. I'm definitely not taking the
I'm
first
I'm
or
I'm just
I
saying
ain't
for
taking
her
the first
sake,
or the second
but
offer. But
all
what I
I'm
will
saying
say is
I want a million plus.
that moment when because and this is another thing that's kind of crazy because I always see these artists right before they blow up. I always see them right. I promise you, I'll tell you no lie. I always see them right before they blow up.
Right.
One of the artists, Slime Life Shawty, he's on the Young Thug on Slacklight. He, I interviewed him on my show. The next year, he blew up. The girl, Fun Girl Jaja, I interviewed her at what was the strip club? Some strip club in Atlanta. I was doing red carpet interviews. She blew up, right? So I remember watching her, and
Well, when I blow up, you blow
she
up
would
with me.
rap.
Okay?
She
Just
would
letting
rap
you know.
on. She would rap on the street, and I used to see her rap, and I used to see her rapping like, okay. I'm like, why is she so hard, right? And I'm like, but I think she gonna make it. And her shit started going viral, and then I saw she made the video, and then all of a sudden she with all the stars, taking
Mm-hmm.
pictures with all the stars doing interview, and I say, damn, she in there. And when I saw that interview, I was like, damn. But I also saw somebody take her under their wing and give her some pointers not too long ago. So major shout out to them for teaching her and showing her. So even if she ain't teach her everything or show her anything, it's good to. And I'm letting them know I'm putting this out in the universe. I want somebody to embrace me in
Okay.
that way too and show me,
Yeah,
teach me
genuine.
because I don't know everything. I might, I know a little bit, but I don't know everything.
You
Like,
know, one person I would have liked to meet,
show me, bitch.
and he passed away, too. I would have sat. I would have loved this. Well, two people. No, I'm gonna take it back. It's three. I would have loved to sit with Prince, and I would have loved to sit with Andre Harrell because he knew the industry, and I would love to sit with Tina Marie, and just
Oh
just
wow.
those three people alone, like to be able to sit with them and really have um, the deepness of the characteristics of the music industry. Andre Harrell is I would have loved to sit with him, just to sit with him and really digest about this whole
The
industry,
whole makeup of
the
it, the
makeup of
whole
it.
everything.
Now, the people who are still living like on some real shit, I wouldn't mind sitting down with Damon Dash. I don't know why,
Yeah,
but I would like to
yeah.
sit down. I would love to sit down with Damon
You want
Dash.
me to tell you why I fuck with him? I fuck with him because he knows he know who he is, he know what he's capable of, and he's not pressed for like the instant gratification or the credit
Right.
or somebody acknowledging that he's done something or whatever. Like he's okay with being a boss behind the scenes. Like,
Yeah.
nigga, you don't have to know. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to know what I've done or what I produced or who I've worked with. And just from a little bit of the research that I've done, it's a lot of artists that are well off and that are certified that we don't even know about.
Yep.
And we might not be in their lane as far as music, or they might not have came across our desk, but bitch, they eating good off of music. So I ain't pressed by the
I'm
fame
I'm
shit
I'm
either.
really about
I
the
feel
bag
like I'm already famous
because
shit.
as an artist, we should have our own music labels, which I do. I have the Woo as a music group, and so I think one of the things with the Woo as a music group that I said I would do was the return back home because I come from a small town in Pennsylvania, and there's so many talents there. I don't care what color you are, and I said I would sign two or three people underneath my thing and get and truly be a label that actually you know
Develops.
to build them up independently,
Yes.
the background, front ground, everything, because
Yes.
they really don't know. They just want to be that artist. Now, there's some people like, look, I don't want to do all that, and they don't realize that you better learn that back. You better know who's getting paid behind you and who's getting this amount.
Yeah, I'm in that space now where I'm learning that
I can see
part.
you
Like,
doing artist
okay,
development. I can see
yeah, well,
like,
I've already been doing it from all the way back from when we was doing artist showcases, we doing photo shoots, and I'm getting them booked for gigs and interviews and stuff like that. But I really do, I can see me taking it up another notch, but I don't want to get deeply involved with that until I get
yeah,
myself and my
yeah,
own
you're certain,
music to a point to whereas like I'm really like I'm proud, like I am proud of myself now, but I know that I still have more work to do.
yeah,
But I am gonna have my own label. I've already had some artists that told me that, bro,
right.
I want you to. I done had so many artists ask me to be their manager, and it's like, bitch, I'm trying to manage my own shit.
It's nothing wrong with you doing it. This is what I feel like. If you can like be this their
I'm
mentor
just
in
there
it.
guiding them. I'm just
Yeah.
consulting and mentoring them right now because a lot of them don't know what an EPK is. Don't know how to register for BMI
Oh,
and
and
ASCAP.
if
Don't.
they need one done, I slayed the hell out of my EPK. I was shocked.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while, and I teach artists how to make their own. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy. But yeah, it was a pleasure. We
Thank
did the
you.
full 2 hours. I haven't done this
I
in a
know.
while. That means this is a great show.
We can
Yes,
talk forever, honey.
that's good. That's
We
good.
got a
That
lot.
says something.
It's so
That
much to
says
say.
something.
But I just want to tell the world. First of all, I just want to thank you, Benji. Benji, you are dope. Inside out, you are a billionaire mogul. We're not going
Thank
to say
you.
billionaire, multimillionaire, but you are a billionaire, trillionaire mogul. And people really do need to come and take classes with you. There's these pro. I'm gonna let you know about this place. It's called Kajabi. That's where you can learn courses. You put your courses on. 'Cause I know there's a sister that Soleil actually told me she uses Kajabi and she sells
Send
her
me the
course.
link.
Yeah, I will. I'll send it to you. But
Because
she
right now I got them on my website. but I know that you can put them on. I got them on my website and I got them on Amazon.
Yeah.
But I put them on whatever platform I can put
I'm
them
gonna
on.
talk about that because she's on there. She teaches her online classes. Like you can go online with the board. The one guy made $12,000 in one day.
Yeah, send me the link because I got my Patreon, I got my Telegram, I got my Discord, I got
Talk about
some of
these
the
social medias. I
it's
got
so
like
much.
TikTok. I haven't
It's
went
so
live
fucking
yet on
much.
TikTok yet because I am able to go live yet, but I haven't yet. My spirit will tell
Like
me.
I can't wait till I get to the point to where it's like all of this shit really just takes care of itself because it's a lot of work maintaining it and having the current up to date information because
Mhm.
everything changes so often when it comes to a lot of these systems. Things change
Yeah.
daily, so to be on top of it is a gift. And I just want to keep my people in tune. But I want to say thank
Love
you
you.
for doing this interview and for being so open and transparent and for allowing me
Yeah.
to
I love the Real Right Show. Y'all better get with it. What is it? Every other Wednesday. Every
open
other
my yep.
is the you
Wild
artists out
Out
there,
Wednesday.
go ahead and cash app that owl and get your song heard. It's
Wild Out Wednesday.
yeah. And then if you want to interview and if you just want your financial levels to go higher, I'm gonna tell you right now, Benji is the person that you really need to talk to on God. So
Thank you very much.
you're
I
welcome.
appreciate that. Let everybody know how to follow you and where to follow you at.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at emmywoo_neonic soul. That's EMMYWU_neonic soul. You can find me on TikTok at the Goddess Wooism. You can also find me on Emmy Woo on YouTube, and you'll see all my Emmy Woos. But if you see the girl with the wash away bald head, there, that's me.
My
So
last question. Well, I got two more questions and we gone. First question. Give me just say the first piece of advice that comes out of your mouth.
be true to yourself.
All right. And my last thing is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I just want to shout out to you, Delta South Records, to my wife, to my children, and to all of you who have really truly been watching me and supported me and never changed on me. I thank you. And most of all, to my Orishas and my Oludumare and my ancestors. First of all, without you, I'm nothing without them first. And I just want to say this: love over everything in the end. Love over.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We will be in touch. Mwah. Thank you.
Ashe.
All right, let's go. BNG the Ruler, Street Sweepers of Mafia. I'm Avi and TCO. We are live in the full effect. There has been another installment of the Real Right Show. If you are looking to have your business advertised, promoted, marketed, if you are looking to do a virtual or in studio interview, if you are looking for financial literacy ebooks, all of my courses are available on my website, www.benjitheruler.com. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms, The Real Right Show. Let's go.